Hey, Rainbow here, and welcome to my channel. Today, I might be here next to my Ducati, but we're going to talk about exactly why I put money down on a KTM RC 390. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. KTM RC 390. And roll the brand new intro. I broke down and made one. Let's talk about it. So some of you might be saying, geez, you have a Multistrada V4S. Why are you ordering a KTM RC 390? Well, actually, I put money down on it a couple of months ago. Now we are more than halfway into July. So I think today's July 21st. And the bike that I put money down on was actually supposed to be delivered to the dealer in February of 2022. I put money down on it at least 2 months ago, because obviously wasn't in yet. And there's still absolutely no delivery date, no delivery anything for this bike. Now, I did luck out because this particular bike it's one of the ones that's allotted, so it's a bike that they are going to get, and my name is on it. There were 4 that they were allotted at this dealer, and I was one of those 4 who was able to secure the RC 390. So importantly, let's talk about the most important part. Why, when you have it like a Ducati V4S, would you want an RC 390? Well, because I don't want to take a bike like this to the track. And if I'm going to buy a used bike, I'm buying someone else's problems. I also don't want to spend a lot of money. And some of the better bikes for track are going for a lot of money. I have to put a lot of money into them. Something like an RC 390 is lightweight. It's inexpensive. $5,800 is what I paid for it. Well, when it arrives, plus all the tax tags, delivery fees, and all that crap, which is going to raise it a lot of money. But anyway, it's brand new under warranty, but it's a bike that's specifically designed for the track. It was designed and built specifically with the track in mind. Now, it's a street bike, all right? But it was specifically designed for the track. Kind of like, you know, when I talked the other week about the Panigale SP version. It was specifically designed for the track, and that's exactly what they did with this KTM RC 390. Now, we need to talk about the specs on this bike first, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to finish what we started here. Let's go. Okay, so let's go over some of the specs and some of the details about this 2022 KTM RC 390, which, like I said, is probably going to end up having to be a 2023 KTM RC 390 by the time that I get it. This is a high-performance super sports machine, and what KTM says is that the roots for this bike is firmly planted on the racetrack because it has a really cool technology package specifically designed for the track. Okay, now as far as the frame is concerned on this, it has a new ultra lightweight frame. It's supposed to save about 3.3 pounds, which is what, 1.6 kilograms over the previous generation. It has your frame, a subframe, and a swing arm, and because you have that removable subframe, that's awesome. If you have an accident, something happens, you get it twisted, then maybe you can replace the parts a little bit easier. From what I understand, you have a more ergonomics, like for example on the handlebars, because if you want to ride it on the street, you can raise up your clip-ons about 10 millimeters, I guess is what they're saying. It's supposed to have a better seat with a better profile. It is supposed to be a little bit thicker and give you more comfort, but it's also supposed to be grippy and ride really well, okay? I don't really care about bodywork and graphics, although I really wanted the blue version that has the orange with the blue. That's not in the cards for me because the blue version is already spoken for one of the 4 that the dealer is going to get. Now, software. This is kind of a big deal for me because it has the motorcycle traction control system, which is great, all right? However, in addition to have regular ABS and cornering ABS, one of the things that it allows you to do is put it into Supermoto ABS mode which then allows the rear wheel to spin so that you can kind of, you know, back yourself into the corners, and it also gives you a little bit more protection when you're doing some hard braking coming into the corners. Absolutely. So let's just go over some technical details with this, all right? And you can do all of the, I'll tell you about some of these here and I'll convert them over. Torque on this bike, okay, right, big whoop. It's a 390, which is really, I think, 373 cc in all actuality. 37 Newton meters of torque, which is actually about 27 foot-pounds, okay? It's 43 horsepower or 32 kW. The cooling is that it's liquid cooled. It's 1 down, 5 up, so it is a 6-speed. It's a 1-cylinder engine, but it is 4-stroke. Now the fuel tank holds 13.7 liters, which is about somewhere around, what, 3.7 gallons, something like that when we convert it over. The ABS that we talked about earlier is Bosch, and it's 2-channel because it has the Supermoto ABS version. The front disc is 320 for the braking. The rear is 230. Nothing really big surprise there. It's a 4-piston radial fixed caliper in the front, and it's a single piston floating caliper in the back. Very typical. Chain on this one is the 520 X-Ring. Now I just bought a 525 pitch for my Ducati Multistrada. The dry weight on this bike is 155 kilograms, which is over 300 pounds. What's that? Like 320, 330, somewhere around there. And we already talked about the frame. Now, it has 17-inch fronts, 17-inch rears, and it has an adjustable suspension. So those are the specs on this bike, but anyone could look this up. I cannot wait till I ride it so I can give a review about how this bike handles, feels, and performs. Let's move on. Okay, so enough about the bike. Anyone can look up specs. That's, you know, who cares about that? The track that I'm going to take this to is going to be Jennings GP. It's up in northern Florida, just like south of like Valdosta, Georgia. So it's pretty far from me. It's going to be about a 5.5 hour ride. But I have some people that from down here in South Florida that want to go up there. So we're going to kind of make a weekend of it when we do go ahead and go up there. A lot of people who go to Jennings really love it. It's a 2-mile track, which is about, what's that, 3.2 kilometers. It's a motorcycle only track. It was designed specifically for motorcycles. There are some straightaways, not a ton really long ones, but I think that it's perfect for this kind of bike. All the runoffs are just open grass, so it's a safer track. And one of the other reasons why I kind of want this RC390 is because they are pretty strict on the decibel level of your motorcycle when you are at Jennings to comply with a county ordinance. So when I get something like this that maybe I can just change you know, a slip-on or just leave the stock muffler on there, and of course I'm going to tweak and tune the bike a little bit. I don't have to start thinking, oh, I'm going to put all this money into it, because you get a bike like an RC390 just right out of the box, it's going to be a lot of fun. So when I first get it, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to run it on the street to get to my first servicing, and then after that I'm going to start looking at what I want to change on the bike until I can get an opportunity to get it on the track once the track opens up in September. So I'm kind of hoping that this bike comes in the next month and a half or so. That would really be nice, but I've already been waiting 2 months with absolutely no delivery date from KTM on this bike, but we shall see. Last thing about Georgia, just by the way, it has 14 turns, and it really is a favorite. Now, here's what happened in South Florida. Palm Beach International Raceway, PBIR, no longer exists. Okay, so the Moroso, I guess, family own that, and it's going to get turned into, I guess, a big warehousing area. So it's going to turn into a big industrial area because it's already been demucked. It's out in the middle of nowhere. It was around for a really long time and people really got a chance to enjoy it. It wasn't necessarily everyone's favorite, but it was very convenient for South Florida because not everyone wants to go all the way down to Homestead, which is kind of south of Miami. So for people from Palm Beach County to go through Broward County, Miami-Dade to get to the, you know, like towards the southern end below Miami, it's a bit much, and the track isn't really in all that great shape. from what I hear, for those who might be in local or in Florida, that some of the people who were competing to keep PBIR put in some money, and they actually may be building another track over near Indiantown for those who are in the area. So it's still going to be about 45 minutes an hour to get to, but you know what? That beats going all the way to Jennings. But to be honest with you, the people who go to Jennings love going to Jennings. So we kind of have something missing here in Florida right now without Palm Beach International Raceway, that we have to go really far. It's not like I'm in Southern California where you can have all these tracks to go to that are relatively close. Here, it's a little bit different. So anyway, that is why I am getting an RC 390, hopefully. Who knows? Hey, KTM, what's up with your delivery? What are you waiting on? Is it more stuff about chips and computers? I don't know, but it would be really nice to have that bike within the next few months. And by that time, you might want to put a 2023 on the frame sticker. That would be nice. Anyway, this is Rainbow. Please like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Thank you very much, and have a great day. Bye-bye.